Hello, I'm Electra Porzel. I'm the director of the Language of Consciousness Institute. And one of the conversations that we've been in recently is talking about what is real in our lives. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody who their whole viewpoint of the world was so different from yours? You just couldn't figure out why. Like, where were they coming from with this idea? And sometimes we feel like we have to convince them, or sometimes we feel like we make judgments about them. But the truth is, that's real for them. And why they've chosen that really doesn't impact you as much as you don't have to believe what they do. We have everything that is in our mind about what we believe was mostly placed there by the society that we grew up in, by the families that we grew up in, by the schools we attended, the religions we attend, by the area of the world we live in. And a lot of that time, that doesn't bother us because there's a lot of consensus about, in the community that you live within, about what is real and what isn't real. But reality, or what is real, really depends on your viewpoint, on your perspective. And there's a number of ways that we can shift it. And I know we've all had a time in our lives, usually it's your teenage years, when you go, that stuff that they've been telling me in school or church just doesn't ring true. There's something that's not real for me. And that's the time where we start stepping out of the belief systems and the thought patterns that were given us, and we start really kind of evaluating on our own. Now, as adults, we don't really recognize a lot of times when we're thinking from an old pattern, because sometimes it's just believed in our group, or it's just so automatic that you assume that it is true and it is real. We come upon situations in our lives where that belief or that thought doesn't really work anymore. And we try and reframe kind of how we've thought about it. One of the easiest ways that I find to start creating a definition for a word or a person or a group is to write templates 3 and 4 of the language of creation. And what those templates do is they have you write life-enhancing, life-generating phrases. And so about whatever you're choosing to write about. So once I had a friend that just really irritated me. And there were lots of things that I knew that were good about her, but basically the irritation was kind of dominant when I saw her. So I thought, well, I don't really like this. This isn't really comfortable for me at all. So I wrote craving what this person is for me is. And I used life-generating, life-enhancing phrases. And I ended up writing all of the things that are the full her, not just the little irritating part that was getting on my nerves, but it talked about her as a friend in the where I live, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a pet owner, and how she contributes to the community. And it shifted how I reacted to her in the future. So if you've never done template 3, it's craving what X is for me is, creates what X is for me is. This season, you might say, let's say Christmas, you don't like what it's turned into, or maybe you aren't Christian and it doesn't mean anything at all, or it has a very negative feeling for you. If you wanted to reframe that word, create a new reality for yourself about what Christmas is for you, you'd say, craving what Christmas is for me is, let's say, a time of contemplation. Creates what Christmas is for me is the joy of being around others in celebration. Creating what Christmas is for me is being around others in the joy of celebration. Sustains and maintains what Christmas is for me is my annual renewal to love life. Sustaining and maintaining what Christmas is for me is my annual renewal to love life. Embodies what Christmas is for me is a central time of celebration. So I made that up just now, all those phrases. The key phrases are craving what Christmas is for me is, creates what Christmas is for me is, creating what Christmas is for me is, sustains and maintains what Christmas is for me is, sustaining and maintaining what Christmas is for me is, embodies what Christmas is for me is. And obviously, that's for the word Christmas that really may get on your nerves, or you're just really tired of the meaning that society has taken on for that. But that could be true about a person. It could be true about a group. It could be true about a religion. Anything that you find that you get pinged by. I was working with a group of women who wanted to help people learn how to do this certain skill, but they hated the word teacher. And I was going like, why do you hate the word teacher? They said, I don't want to be a teacher. And I said, what's wrong with being a teacher? Well, it's because all of their experience of being a teacher was negative. So they had to write this along the lines of craving what being a teacher is for me is, or craving what teacher is for me is, in order to kind of shift themselves out of that reactive pattern to the word teacher. But you can pick any word and do that, any person, any group, and you start creating a new reality for yourself. So when you listen to me write the craving what Christmas is for me, there wasn't anything about buying stuff for the people or getting caught up in, getting in debt. It was all about the joy of connection. That was for me. And when we rewrite words like that into life-enhancing and life-generating phrases, we end up creating new realities for ourselves. We're not as reactive. We don't have to have the same definition for words or concepts or groups that other people do. It's just everyone has their own reality. In a reality of unity, all these realities are there. But there isn't one that dominates. The one that dominates is the one that you allow to create for yourself. So I would suggest, given that not only is this a time of celebration and connection, but it's a time of looking forward to a new year, is that this is where you start changing your reality to the one that you want to live with, the way you want to feel, the way that whatever is life enhancing and life generating for you. And in that process, you experience the new reality. Just like when I saw my friend after that, I didn't automatically get irritated with her. It didn't change the fact of what had occurred that caused the initial irritation, but I don't have to live with it. I don't have to live with at Christmas time just saying, oh, why does everybody spend so much money? Why don't they do what I want to do? Well, that's ain't going to happen unless everybody shifts their version or their reality. So what is real for you depends on what you allow it to be real for you. What is your reality is what you allow it to be. So my suggestion, if you haven't ever looked at the templates of the language of creation, go to our website, www.loc-institute, and buy the guidebooks. It's only $55 for the 9 templates, 6 guidebooks. They're all digital. You can get them immediately. Look at the one that appeals to you. If you like going ground and let me get the groundwork of this thing first, then look at the first guidebook. But if you're really intrigued by templates 3 and 4, then go to the guidebooks for template 3 and 4 and read them, and then practice. And if you want some guidance, we have free mentoring the first time you purchase it. You get 3 free 30 minutes. After that, you can purchase as many mentoring sessions that you want. We also have group activities where people get together and talk about their experience in writing the templates and how it has shifted them into the world that they care more about to be in, the reality that they care to be in. So I hope you have a good holiday season for whatever that means for you, and that the reality that you experience is the reality that you want. Take care and have a great day.